Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sunday Night Freedom Racing Series. We are getting set here to go racing at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. This is the round of 12, the beginning of the playoffs, and what a track for a first race in the playoffs. This is going to be a very interesting race tonight. Very tight and small track, not a lot of room for passing, not a lot of room for mistakes and errors. So we're going to have to see who comes out on top here at the conclusion of tonight's race. Currently, we're just wrapping up qualifying. If you're interested in that, Joseph Kazi currently has the fastest lap. Some interesting other news. We talked to Reese a little bit the past few weeks, and he said he was going to have some surgery, and it looks like he's going to be out for this race, and that's going to affect his spot just a bit, which we will take a look at here in just a moment. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. This is our current playoff standings going into tonight's race. Joseph Kazi has that 42-point lead over that cutoff line. So he's pretty much safe, I'd say, unless something major happens, then I'd say he's probably for sure safe these next couple of races. Reese Schaefer there, plus 29 above the cut line, also sitting pretty, but definitely will lose some points if he doesn't get in here momentarily. Then we go to Derek Garrison sitting in third place, plus 14. Bryce Shoemaker, plus 10. Jordan Berry, plus 5. Jordan Trask, plus 4. Jim Foskett, plus 3. Rob Hamp, plus 2. Then going down to these guys who are currently negative and facing elimination. Eric Garrison, Justin Day, Nick Wood, and Aaron Kay. Those guys are going to need to find some points if they want to continue into this playoff system. And speaking of playoff system, let's look at these tracks right here. The round 12 consists of Nashville Fairgrounds, which we are at tonight, Rockingham Speedway next week, and then a very tough and difficult track, Darlington Raceway. I'd say actually all these tracks are probably fairly difficult and probably is going to be probably the toughest round here that we faced in this league in a while. But enough onto that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this starting lineup. On pole, again, no surprise here, Joseph Kazi. He's going to keep his starting position on this front row alive. Justin Day to his outside. Again, we just looked at him. He needs some points here, and if he can keep this pace up, he should be set sail for at least this week, potentially going into these next few weeks as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at this next grid, or this next row. Row number 2, we got Jim Foskett, Rob Hamp, both having a pretty decent starting position as well. Going on to row 3, we got Jordan Trask and Derek Garrison. Following them into row number 4, we have Bryce Shoemaker and Aaron Kay. Then in row number 5, we have Ryan Frank and Jacob Shala. Frankie. And then going into row number 6, Jordan Berry and Eric Garrison. Eric Garrison starting from the back. He's definitely going to need to make up some of these positions if he wants to continue on into these playoffs. He is currently sitting just 2 below the cutoff line, but those 2 points can be pretty valuable, especially if he has a bad week or if he doesn't get stage points tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at this race analysis. 200 laps tonight, 113 miles. Stage is at the conclusion of lap 100. Pit road speed is 35 miles an hour. It's going to be a very slow pit road, and you do not want to speed because that would be probably the end of your night if you do speed. Our estimated fuel window is about 138 to 147 laps. You have 5 tires total, 4 behind the wall. So you'll have to use those tires smartly. Track info, Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Just over half a mile. And then we got 4 turns, pretty short track. Let's go ahead and take a look at this race weather as well. It's 85 for air temp, 94 track temp, 0% for humidity. Forecast is partly cloudy, and then winds northeast 9 miles an hour, and that is some pretty strong winds, and that may affect your handling going into some of these corners or coming out into the straightaways as well. My pick of the race tonight is going to be Jordan Trass. I think he's got a really good starting position here tonight, and he's been super good at short tracks. My surprise pick is going to be the number 10 of Jordan Berry starting from the rear. We'll have to see what he does here in this early on portion of the race, but we're going to get set to take the green flag. Green flag is in the air. Let's go racing for the first round of the round of 12. Joseph Kazi with the early lead here. He's able to clear Rob Hamp in the 99 as well as Justin Day. And as I said, that 99 is going to have a good run off turn 2 there, and he's going to be able to fight off the exit. Joseph Kazi still going to remain leading that lap. Justin Day falls back to third. And if you look at the time and scoring here, anybody in yellow here is currently in the playoffs. Anybody in white is not in the playoffs. So those drivers that are highlighted yellow, those are the ones you want to be watching for. If you see your favorite driver, you better wish them luck, because this is going to be a long playoff here for the next couple of weeks. And we have a caution already. Looks like that involved the 10 car and potentially the 9 car. We'll go ahead and take a look here in a second. Let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. That's the 85 and the 10. I think it actually happened a little bit further up front. Let's see here. Oh, no, it happens a little bit further back. So let's go ahead. Go further back here. I think this was the cause of the caution. Does not actually look like that's the cause of the caution. I don't think that would be the cause of the caution, so it must be something else. Let's go ahead and continue to ride on board here. Oh, looks like these two drivers back here, that's the 47 and the 25, and it looks like they just got together just ever so slightly coming off of turn number 2. '25 on, oh, looks like the 47 just came up a smudge and just potentially didn't know that the 25 was going to have that big of a run and just came up in front of him, potentially trying to slide up in front, and just it did not work out. There was not enough space there, and that's going to hurt the 47 just a little bit, probably send him back. A fast repair potentially if he has enough damage for that. If not, he might just continue on or try and fix that. Doesn't look like he has too much damage though. All right, so let's re-rack him and stack him again. Green flag back in the air. Joseph Kazi leads him to the green this time by he's able to clear the majority of these guys, and a little bit of contact further back. That's the 25 and the 37, I believe. 37 going a little bit further up the track. Big slide there coming off of turn number 4. That's right in front of the 10 car. The 8 to the outside of the 24. This is going for 3rd position. Will Derek Garrison have enough momentum on the high side? It looks like he will. So he'll clear himself for 3rd place. Meanwhile, the 24 now under pressure from Jordan Trask in that 9 car. The 25 is able to clear the 24 of Justin Day there for 5th position. So move Justin Day back to the 6th position after starting on the outside in 2nd place. Not the end of the world quite yet, but if you're Justin Day, you probably aren't too happy with losing that many positions this early in the race, and potentially might want to try and figure out something. The 9 is all over the back bumper of this 8 car. Oh, he's sliding and he's wiggling. He's going to actually hit the wall up and over onto the 25 machine. That's going to result in our 2nd caution of the night. This 9 car able to get it turned around and going again. But that was a heavy hit for him. You can see the damage there on that left rear, potentially even right front damage as he goes straight into that wall. Potentially has the right front knocked out. A lot of damage there to that 9 machine. Let's go ahead now and take a look of what happened there. So we saw him coming up on the back end of that 8 car, just a little bit loose and just unable to save it up and over. That's a 25 car of Jacob Shala, just wrong place, wrong time. And yeah, it does look like that right front is knocked out quite a bit from this shot. And remember, he came in +4 to the cutoff line. This is not a good start to his race. Very big hit there from the 9 car up on top of the 25 car. Thankfully, they didn't flip over end. That could have been a night ender potentially. Those 2 parties able to keep it together though. And if you're the 9 car, you more than likely do want to come down pit road and take that fast repair, which it looks like he did take. But now the thing is, you do not want to have to be in another incident of that caliber, because you've just used your one fast repair, and without that, if you do get into another wreck, that could potentially ruin your playoffs by quite a decent amount. So we'll have to see if Jordan Trask is able to keep out of trouble for the rest of the night. Meanwhile, though, Starter's got the flag in hand, and Joseph Kazi is going to set us off again. Green flag back in the air. Kazi there with the early advantage over the field. Rob Hamp in second, doing what he needs to do. Further on back, we got Eric Garrison, Jim Foskett, the 54 of Shoemaker, and the 37 of Aaron Kay, all going at it for the 6th position. Oh, big wiggle there by the 47. Able to keep it straight. Well, that was a big wiggle right there. And here comes the 9 car again, working to the outside of the 37. Now a little bit of a back bumper shove right there to the 47 car. He's working that high side, trying to get around these guys as quick as he can. Trying to waste no time. 3 wide for a moment there. Ooh, a little bit of another wiggle again from the 47. And around is the 47 going to go. And that's going to be another caution here. It has not been the night for the 47. This is the second incident that he's been in so far in these first 26 laps. Does not look like he's too hurt though. The field's going to make their way down pit road for the most part. That's Joseph Kazi, the 99 of Rob Hamp. Bryce Shoemaker a little bit further back. Right side's on the number 3 machine. Left side's on now. The 54 looks like he only took 2 or just fuel. Let's go back quickly and take a look at that real quick. So we saw it. These guys were battling hard. The 47's been having a little bit of issue with keeping this car under him on the straightaways coming off the exits. And that time he got him. The 37 was there and just did not have enough space or time to save that car. Thankfully, though, not that hard of a hit. So he will continue on. And after that round of pit stops, we have a new race leader. That is the 8 car of Derek Garrison, followed by Justin Day, Jordan Berry, Eric Garrison, and then Jordan Trask in that 9 car. Joseph Kazi's going to have some ways to go here. He is going to be restarting about 9th position. We'll have to see what he does and how patient he's willing to be here on this restart with some of these slower cars. He has the biggest lead pushing over the cutoff line, but that does not mean that he won't be aggressive. Pace truck is off. Derek Garrison's going to lead him off and away. Green flag, a little bit of tire spin there from the 10 car in that second row. He's going to stack up that inside just a bit, and that helps out Joseph Kazi quite a bit. Starting on that, oh, and I think there's a little bit of contact right there, and that 10 cars around, and we're going to get another caution here. A quick yellow there. And you wonder how much of that tire spin played into effect here. We saw him spin those tires pretty aggressively there on that restart, which caused a big checkup, and he lost quite a bit of ground there. And potentially maybe just didn't have that car under control or in the spot that he wanted to be, and may have just gotten a little bit of help from the person behind him. But we'll go ahead and take a look at that. So I want to go ahead and take a look at this. Let's go ahead and look here at this restart first. So right here when you launch to get onto the throttle, just wheel spin. That car got really upset, lost about 2 positions here. And then a little bit of looseness again right there, and maybe just try to squeeze up. I'm not quite sure if I'd blame anyone there. It kind of looks like just racing happened there. One tried to go up, one tried to go down a little bit, and just didn't quite work out. There's another look. Yeah, just a little bit of tap, and around the 10 car went. Again, though, not a lot of damage, so he should be able to continue on with his night. A very interesting and aggressive start to this race it has been, for sure. We've had a handful of cautions so far, and we are only 34 laps into this thing. And you wonder if that just has to do with the playoff aggression that some of these drivers are trying to have, trying to gain everything that they can and not lose too much out there on track. But let's go ahead, get set again. The Garrison brothers on this front row, green flag in the air. A little bit of a better start there for that inside lane. Still a little bit of a checkup. 3 wide here behind him. That's Rob Hamp, the 3 car, and the 9. Causey there with a great run off the high side. Now moving into 3rd place. Causey with those fresher tires, and some of these guys up in front of him. A little bit of a wiggle there off turn number 4, but that's not going to hurt him. He is going to go now put pressure on this 24 car and actually make it look pretty easy as the 24 washed up the track. These guys have sorted it out for the top 6 positions. They are single file. Rob Hamp there in the 99 trying to apply pressure to the back of the 3. Got a little bit loose there, right there, coming off turn number 4. And that's going to be the name of the game here. You're going to have to be able to watch those exits. You're going to have to be able to be smart and easy on the throttle. You don't want to put too much throttle into it and spin out. The 24 car of Justin Day getting pressure from the 5 car of Eric Garrison currently. These two racing for this 5th position. That's Jacob Shala there in the 25 right behind him coming into the picture as well. The 5 car able to clear the 24. Now the 24 facing pressure from this 25 car. We got a battle for the race lead happening. It's the 3 and the 8. That 3 car of Joseph Kazi with those fresher tires able to wrap that bottom. Well, that 8 car is trying to hold him off on that top side. The 3 car not able to clear him quite yet. Now it looks like he will. A little bit of a bobble off the exit of turn number 2 from the 8 car. And shoot Joseph Kazi back up to the race lead. Rob Hamp directly behind him. He is on a mission. He is running 2nd place right now. Started up towards the front, and he's got something to prove. He entered +2 above the cut line, and if he continues to be where he's at, he should be pretty content with this cutoff line, potentially even gain a few spots over some of these other guys. And these playoff points that he would earn would be a plus if he can get the stage win, that is. I know he's trying to do whatever he can. He's driving the heck out of that thing. We've seen him get loose off these exits. But Joseph Kazi, he's been the dominating one of this season so far, and is continuing to show why he's dominated so much this season. Joseph Kazi continuing to put the gap over the field, just over 1 second over 2nd place of Rob Hamp. Derek Garrison here in the 8 car sitting in 3rd position. He is just over 2 seconds back. Remember, he has a little bit older tires than these top 2, but he's still holding strong. Joseph Kazi will potentially have to deal with lap traffic here. That's the 47 coming up ahead of him. And if you're the 47 car, this is not what you want to see. You want to stay on this lead lap best you can. You don't know when the next caution is going to be, and him being in a playoff position right above the cut line, this will hurt him if he does go a lap down. .47 now going down a lap to the leader of Joseph Kazi. And he is continuing to put the lead on this field, now over 2 seconds of above second place, Rob Hamp. And then just working on just under 4 seconds of Derek Garrison. So Joseph Kazi has pretty much set sail. He's pretty much said, all right, guys, I'll see you guys later. You guys go race back there and have fun. The last thing he'd probably want to see is a caution again. But it did not take him that long to work his way back up through the field. And that's just kind of one of those things where when you have that experience and you have that speed that Joseph Kazi has, you kind of know when and where to put your car. You know what you need to do, when you need to do it. And he's shown why and how he's able to do that. He took no time getting up back through the front. He was smart about it, didn't put himself in any position that could potentially hurt his night. .54 in the 25 now. Trying to race here for this 6th position. See, some of these guys are using a little bit higher lane than some of the other guys. Some of these guys are running a little bit lower. Some of those guys enter in that second lane, then rotate it through that second to third lane, trying to get something off exit. Meantime, though, it is your race leader of Joseph Kazi, and we are going to go take a side-by-side break, but you guys will not miss a thing, so we will be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, we played it there on that side-by-side. That was the 47 of Jim Foskett. Again, he went around this time. Coming off of turn 4, he did make contact a little bit harder with that outside wall. We'll take a look at it once we go back. Green flag racing, but his night continues to get worse and worse. He is still one lap down because of that. Pace truck, however, is going to pull off. Jordan Berry is your new leader. He's going to lead the field to green here. Green flag is out. Side by side going into turn number 1 and 2. A little bit of a bump there. That 99 moves the 10 up the track. He says, I got to go. Now working on that 8 car of Derek Garrison for second place. Rob Hamp giving it his all. Pushing the 8 car up the track, trying to get all the room that he can there off exit. Still side by side. A little bit of beating and banging. The 99's going to go around. Then we also have carnage back here in the back. That's the 54 in that 10 machine of Jordan Berry. I'm not quite sure if we have anybody else involved, but 2 different incidents right there. .54 with some heavy right front damage. 10 car doesn't look to have as much damage as the 54, but still does have a little bit of front end damage, I believe. A little bit of a wall hit right there. Trying to get caught back up. Maybe not a little bit happy there with that 5 car of Eric Garrison. That might be a little bit of a story right there. And he's actually going to turn the 5 car. So really not happy there. Well, let's go take a look at the initial incident, then we can go back and see what happened between the 10 and the 8 car. A little bit of more contact right there as well. So the 99 just got a little bit loose underneath that 8 machine of Derek Garrison. Not really any follow play into that, just try to get a little bit too much out of the car. Then we'll go on back here and see what happened between the 10 and the 5 machine. Oh, looks like the 10 was definitely a little bit slower, and the 5 car might have just tried to send it in there to get around him and just gave it a little bit too much. I don't know if I'd blame the 5 car completely there. There was definitely a lane, but it is definitely a very aggressive move. Definitely probably should have been a little bit more respectful to the 10 car there, knowing he was on older tires. But the 10 car definitely was not happy about that move. He went up under caution here once he got things going and showed his displeasure there with that 5 car. Let's go back up towards the front, though. We are going to get set to go green flag racing again. Joseph Kazi, Derek Garrison on that front row. Jordan Trask now into 3rd position. Kazi's going to be able to clear himself over the field again. Derek Garrison slides into 2nd place. The battle is on for 3rd place between Rob Hamp and Jordan Trask. Jordan Merritt trying to work this higher side. Not able to get that big of a run off the exit. See what he can do here in 3 and 4. Now applying a little bit more pressure to the back bumper of that 8 car. A little bit of a wiggle right there coming off the exit. Lost a little bit of time again. Now under pressure from this 99 car. The 99 car should be able to clear, and yes, he will. Move the 99 of Rob Hamp back into 3rd position. Now he's going to set his sights on these top 2 of Derek Garrison and Joseph Kazi. If you're Derek Garrison, we've seen what you're willing to do for a race win. What now is he willing to do now that he's further into this playoff and wins matter more than ever? Let's ride on board here with Derek Garrison. You can see those hands working that wheel back and forth through these corners, trying to get all that he can get. Hunting down Joseph Kazi. He is all over this rear bumper. Those eyes look laser focused, and that is something that you need here at a short track like this. You need to be able to stay focused and keep your eyes on your marks and your targets. In this case, that target is Joseph Kazi, and he's going to be going for the race lead, potentially even get inside of that 3 car. Not enough there. Applying a lot of pressure to this back bumper of this 3 car. This is probably the most pressure that he's dealt with all night. He's been able to drive away from this field, but right now, Derek Garrison is showing that he is here to race as well. Just a few more laps in this stage here. The stage is at the completion of lap 100. Derek Garrison is close enough to try and make a move here for this stage win. It's just, will he be able to make a pass? This place is very difficult to make a pass. He might have to use the bumper a bit. We'll see what he does, if he does in fact want to go for the stage win, or if maybe he's just going for long-term race strategy and or the win here. One lap to go here in this stage. Derek Garrison did not have enough to apply pressure for this stage win for Joseph Kazi, and now potentially falling back a little bit here. He's lost just a bit, even though it does not look like that much. He has still lost a bit of time here to Joseph Kazi, still remaining in pretty good distance though. A little bit of a wiggle back there from the 99 of Brabham. He's using this higher lane. Remember, he was in an incident of about 20-ish laps ago, maybe a little bit more. And as I say that, a little bit of a slide there from that 5 car now. Back at lap 77 to be exact was that 99 car around on this front straightaway, trying to fight back, potentially used a little bit of too much tire there, trying to get around some of these guys, and has lost a bit of ground. You can see he's really fighting this race car right now, sliding that rear end around quite a bit. Now getting pressure from that 5 machine of the Eric Garrison. A little bit of contact right there, a little bit of a bump right there. Directly behind these two is a 25 and the 24 going at it for this 6th position. And that 54, don't count him out. He is lurking right behind them as well, trying to get the best of both worlds for him. Easily able to get around that 24 car. Now he's going to try and set sail on this 25 car and the 99. That 99 is falling off quite a bit. Definitely a lot slower, and you might wonder if maybe he's used up them tires too quickly. little bit of another wall tap right there for the 99. That's probably just an ill-handling race car. He's been struggling to keep that thing planted on these straightaways. Continuing to fall back, now back to this 8th position. Oh, big slide right there through the center of turns 3 and 4 from the 9 car of Jordan Trask. Ooh, and we got one around back there. That's Eric Garrison, I believe, into the inside wall. He was racing there for that 4th position as he almost got hit there by that 47 car. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to this 8 car. Or this 5 car, excuse me. Wrong Garrison. Looks like he just got a little bit loose. Tried to get, actually I think he did hit the apron there. Try to get it a little bit too low right there. You can see he started to try and get low off exit, and right there he hit that apron and just sent him around off exit. Hit that inside wall pretty hard with both the front and the right rear. Able to keep it going though, but that will be a lot of damage. You can see as he got going, this thing is kind of pulling towards the right a bit, so he might have knocked out something in that rear end. After that run of pit stops though, Derek Garrison was able to sneak around Joseph Kazi there for the race lead. So he will be the race leader here when we take the green flag again. And that can be a pretty big difference here when it comes to clean air. Let's take a look at these last pit stop times. So Kazi quite a bit slower, and you wonder if maybe he overshot or maybe took a little bit more fuel than some of these other guys. But either way, it was not a good pit stop there for Joseph Kazi. Derek Garrison is going to lead us to green, and we are off and away. Green flag once again. Derek able to clear. Joseph Kazi now going into 1 and 2. Kazi now getting pressure from this 9 car of Jordan Trask. Will Jordan Trask be able to get around him? No, he won't. Directly behind him, though, we got a battle here going on for 4th place. That's a 25 to 54 in the 99. Ooh, a little bit of a wall there for the 54. That was a pretty hard hit, actually. That could hurt his car a bit. That was a really big hit. Now he's facing pressure from the 47 to 24. He's going to need to be able to reset here and get going again. .47 now making his way around this 24 car for this 7th position. Ooh, the wall again, he goes to 47. Continuing to have a hard time with some of these exits, but he's giving it his all. It looks like they're finally able to settle things out here. Justin Day on top in that 7th position, able to hold off the 47. Right in front of them, this 54 car in 6th position. 99 in 5th position. The 25 putting pressure now on this 9 car for this 3rd position. Starting in the back, currently up to 4th position, working on 3rd position, showing that just because he's not in the playoffs doesn't mean that he's not here to try and win this race. We'll have to see if he has enough for those top 2 though. Back up front, though, it is Derek Garrison with the point. And we want to talk about drivers that are here to upset this Reese Schaefer and Joseph Kazi party, and that is Derek Garrison. He has 2 wins so far, Atlanta and Legacy Phoenix. Legacy Phoenix being a little bit more controversial than Atlanta Legacy for him. But still 2 wins in the season and looking to add tonight. Will he be able to hold off Joseph Kazi though? He's been really good on this long run. He pulled away by just over 2 seconds that last run before we got that caution. Or excuse me, the run before that. He had a little bit smaller of a lead right before this previous caution, but Joseph Kazi has been able to pull away from the field every green flag run so far. So will he be able to have anything here for Derek Garrison, or is he just trying to save back behind him for the time being? Joseph Kazi holding strong here in second place, has not allowed Derek Garrison to pull away by a lot. And we've seen Joseph Kazi really shine in these longer runs. About 15-ish laps into running, he started to kind of gain momentum, and everybody else around him starts to fall off. We'll have to see here if this is the same thing. Either way, clean air is definitely going to be key here. We'll have to see if Garrison here in this 8 car is able to find anything out front with a little bit cleaner air, or if maybe he's going to have pressure from this 3 car of Kazi. And we have a caution out. I believe it's the 99 of Rob Hamp, and it looks like it is another spin for the 99 car. He was running so good and just has had a few instances where maybe he is trying to be a little bit too aggressive and just sends himself around. We'll have to see what happened with him here. '99 and the 54 there side by side battling hard. Oh, and it looks like the 54 might have just gotten a little too much gas and washed up into the 99. We'll take another look at this again. Try and get a different angle here. So 99 running a little bit higher, the 54 trying to work his way around. Looks like they maybe just met in the middle there, and around they both go. I don't think either one of them hit anything, but that definitely is going to hurt their position on track, and they are going to need to take a set of tires after that spin. So an eventful race so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at this race recap so far. We're 147 laps into this 200 lap race. We've had 8 cautions for 31 laps so far, and then we've had 6 lead changes. So quite a bit of cautions so far. We'll have to wait and see if we get more, or if maybe the aggression level tones down a little bit. Either way, Derek Garrison is going to lead us around one more time here. Green flag in the air. Joseph Kazi to the inside, Jordan Trask to the outside. Kazi with a pretty good restart right here, able to hold on. Not enough momentum though to keep him to the inside of this 8 car. we got one around in the back. I believe that's the 37 of Aaron K. I don't think... Will we get a caution? He's able to get it rolling again. Does not look like we will get a caution. Some heavy front end damage there on that machine though. The leader's directly behind him. So the 37 will make his way down pit road, get that damage fixed. Meanwhile, back up front, we got Derek Garrison, Joseph Kazi, and Jacob Shala here now in this third position. Kazi applying pressure to this 8 car. Will he be able to get inside? No, he won't. The 8 car moves up to try and defend. Will that 3 car have enough momentum in that lower lane? No, he won't. This time, though, they will have a little bit of a moment. They're going to turns 3 and 4. Kazi still not able to have enough to get around or towards the inside of Derek Garrison, now working that higher lane, trying to get some momentum going. Side by side here for the race lead. Kazi has hit the burners and he is turning the heat up on this 8 car of Derek Garrison. These top 4 have pulled away from the rest of the field. Jordan Trask here in this 4th position, looking to get his first win in this league. Sitting in a pretty good position right now, but will he have enough time and tire to make a move late into this race, or will a Derek Garrison or Joseph Kazi continue to lead at the whites? Now, if you're Derek Garrison, you don't want to be pushing your car too much, although you do want to set kind of a certain speed and time per lap. You don't want to burn those tires off and then get pressured late into the run by these guys behind you. So there's kind of this in between of setting a decent pace, but also not slacking off too much and not losing focus. I think Derek Garrison's doing a pretty good job at being the in-between of that, finding enough speed each lap to hold on to a decent lead over Joseph Kazi, but also not pulling away too far while burning up those tires. The lead over second place of Joseph Kazi is almost half a second now. Could Kazi be saving something here for this later run? I think if you're Derek Garrison, you kind of want to sit back and remember that Joseph Kazi, he definitely knows how to drive up front in clean air. He's out front most of the time, and he's not really in the dirty air like this, in this position, that much. And if he is, then it's usually behind Reese, and Reese kind of does his own thing and sets out in his own zip code a lot of the times that he gets into the race lead. But when you're Joseph Kazi, you're this far behind Derek Garrison of only being under half a second, you wonder if maybe Joseph Kazi is trying to remember what he needs to do inside that race car to not over push the car, but also not lose time trying to save tire to the guy in front of you. Joseph Kazi pretty decent here at saving tire in general, so I think he will be able to make a charge here late for Derek Garrison, but we'll have to wait and see. And there probably will be a little bit of lap traffic for these leaders if we do keep it green. At least one car for sure, potentially two cars ahead as well, if we do stay green, that is. And if we do get a caution, that will change a lot. We've seen it time and time again these past few weeks. We have had a late race caution, and that has changed the outcome of a race quite a few times, others not so much. And don't count out that 25 car yet either. If these top two start racing and maybe trying to shake it up a little bit too much, then this 25 will be in position to gain that lead off those top two. And if you're the 25 car, you do need to be able to be close enough for that to happen if these two do start to race a little bit. So you kind of want to be able to be focused and dialed in. You don't want to drop back too much. You don't want to lose too much time, because the minute those top two leaders start racing, you want to be as close as you can to be able to capitalize on that. Joseph Kazi has kind of worked himself up into a higher lane these past few laps, trying to figure out a way around this 8 car. I'm not sure if it's hurt or helped him. I think it's pretty much been equal on lap times. Potential a little bit slower. You can see Joseph Kazi isn't able to get that turn that he had earlier. Kind of sliding around, trying to figure out something here through the center so he can get that power down on this straightaway. If he doesn't figure out something soon, though, this 25 car will be applying pressure to the back bumper of him. Next time by, we will have 15 laps to go. These top three sit just under a second of each other. What will Kazi or Shala have for the leader of Derek Garrison? Not a whole lot of time left. Very short and fast-paced track. Got a slow car of Jordan Berry up ahead, and then you'll have the 47. Looks like the 25 now is going to send it on the inside of the 3. The 3 car is really loose there. I think the 3 car knew that that 25 car may be a little bit quicker and didn't want to hold him up too much. A 25 car now going to set sail on the 8 car. Just over half a second though, so they did lose a little bit of time there to Derek Garrison. And we wondered if maybe Joseph Kazi was going to have a little bit of troubles in that dirty air, and it does look like it did affect him a little bit, as now he's given up second place to Jacob Shala, and currently sitting in 3rd place, just over a second now. See if maybe this 25 car can do anything, find any clean air, and make some time up on this 8 car of Derek Garrison. This will be the 10 car of Jordan Berry that they're coming up on. And if you're Derek Garrison, you're telling your spotter to get the 10 car out of the way. You want that 10 car to probably go high as you've been running the lower lane these past few laps. We'll see if the 10 is willing to be a little bit nicer to the race leader of Derek Garrison, or if maybe he's going to make the 8 car work his way around him. Jacob Shala a little bit quicker that last lap, and he is closing in on the back bumper of this 8 car, sending it in a little bit deeper. The 8 car with a little bit of a wiggle. Again, a little bit quicker that last lap. That 10 car could be affecting the air on this 8 car. And that's allowed this 25 car to close in quite a bit these last 2 laps. 25 car is definitely sending it in a little bit deeper, and that could potentially be helping him out just a bit. Decent run there from that 25 car off exit. Let's take a look here. Five laps to go this time by, oh, the 25 car really loose there off exit, and now it's going to hurt his lap by quite a bit, maybe even end his chances at getting to Derek Garrison. A mistake late in this race from that 25 car You did not need that if you're the 25 car. If you are the 8 car, you are happy that you have a little bit more breathing room. We'll see if the 25 car can regroup himself and make up some more time. But he's got a tall task at hand, trying to make it up with only 3 laps to go this time by. Not a whole lot quicker that time by. You wonder if maybe the 25 car maybe damaged his car a bit and isn't able to get that rotation that he had out of that car again. He's still pushing though. He's trying to catch back up. Derek Garrison just a little bit quicker that last lap. Oh, we're going to get a caution here right before we take the whites. That's the 99 of Rob Hamp. Again. If you're Derek Garrison, you were just a couple feet, 100 feet away from seeing the white flag, and now you have to reset and get back into this race with other guys like Jacob Shala and Joseph Kazi, who will be right here on your back bumper. Will anybody take any strategy here? Will we see 2 tires? Maybe somebody stays out. Let's see what these leaders decide to do here. Right side's on for a majority of these guys, and actually the 25 of Jacob Shala is going to take 2 tires, so he will be off and away here. The rest of these guys look like they're going to be taking 4 tires. Justin Day also looks like he'll be taking 3. A big shakeup here late in this race. Let's take a quick look and see what happened to the 99 of Rob Hamp. Oh, again, it looks like he hit that apron just a bit, and that sent him around. Let's take a look at it again. And I clicked the wrong driver. Apologies, folks. Looks like he was just trying to get it to rotate, hit the apron, and spun it around on this front straightaway. Almost had it saved, and then just was not able to keep it going straight. And that's what brought out the caution. And Derek Garrison right behind him just went around right there. So he was pretty close to seeing the white flag and just was not able to do so. And that's going to set us up here for a green-white checkered or an overtime attempt. Looks like Eric Garrison stayed out trying to make something happen. The 25 car on 2 right side tires, the 24 also on those 2 right sides. Then you have Derek Garrison, Joseph Kazi, Bryce Shoemaker all on 4 fresh tires. Let's go ahead and see what happens here for overtime attempt number 1. Green flag in the air. Will we see any tire spin? A little bit of tire spin maybe from the 25. A little bit of contact. 25 is going to go around back behind him. Still keeping it green. Justin Day now to the point, but now he's got pressure from the Joseph Kazi machine on this outside. White flag in the air. One more time around for these guys. Joseph Kazi able to make his way around these guys. And all he has to do is make it around through this last set of turns and to the checkered flag. And yes, he will be able to do that. Your winner will be Joseph Kazi again here tonight. A thrilling finish to the end. A late race caution and what could have been another win for Derek Garrison. That will definitely be heartbreak if you're him. go ahead and burn that thing down, Joseph Kazi. You deserved it. You earned it. You were able to make yourself come from a few rows back and make it happen there on that overtime attempt. Congratulations, Joseph Kazi. We'll be able to speak with him in just a moment, so stay tuned here. We're waiting for these guys to get into the interview room. What a heck of a race right there. We talked about having a late race caution, and that indeed it did happen. We weren't expecting it to be that late, but it happened, and now we got Joseph Kazi defending off a late race charge from Derek Garrison. Let's go ahead and get Joseph Kazi in here real quick. Joseph Kazi, congrats on the win. That was a heck of a last few laps. I'm sure you weren't expecting that late of a caution to happen, but what was going through your mind there on that overtime attempt?
Hoping for a caution, screaming for a caution for myself. Man, I didn't think lining up where I did or was gonna pan out the way it did, but it sure did pan out the way it did. It worked out to perfection. I gave a boost to Justin there, and then we went in the turn off of 1 and 2, and he got loose, and I just took the opportunity. I seen the high side, and high side is where you need to be to defend, and I was able to get past him on the high side, and once he had it on top, we just took off with it.
Well, that you did indeed do. You did take off with it. We did see there before we did get that late race caution, you lost the lead on pit road and were having to deal with dirty air. And how much did that affect you before that late race caution?
I think Derek was trying to save, like, he seen me trying to catch back up with him before the second to last caution. So I was trying to push him a little bit, trying to get him going. And I ended up burning up my right rear in the course of trying to make him go faster. So me being behind him kind of, offset it what I was trying to get done. And it ended up messing me up. So when that caution came out, I was actually going to go for 2 tires. Well, I didn't click it. I thought I clicked it, but I didn't. But hey, 4 tires worked, and here we are.
Well, that indeed it did. It did indeed work out by quite a pretty significant margin right there. Able to get pretty clear pretty quick. Going on into these playoffs, though, you already had a 42-point lead going into tonight, and now you've pretty much secured into the next round and are continuing to grow this lead. What more do you think you possibly need going into these next couple of weeks as a driver?
Good races, good finishes, and this was good race. It's just for the last bit of part where I messed myself up trying to make Garrison burn his stuff up. I drove a good race. I made few mistakes. I led a lot of laps. Got the pole. Basically a whole race like that, just completing out the race. No mistakes, no mess ups. That's what I need to do.
Yes, sir. And I I completely understand that coming from last season, being as I was in a similar position as well. I will say maybe not having Reese here tonight possibly could have played a factor into not being so concerned about someone as quick as Reese is. And him coming back, I'm sure he'll probably give you more of a run for this championship. But before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Man, shout out to the league, shout out to the broadcast, shout out to Reese. My boy Reese is down. He had jaw surgery. Shout out to him if he's watching. Yeah, we got it done for him. And shout out to Nick Wood, his family who lost his. I don't know who he lost. I apologize for him. I know how it feels. Shout out to him, man. Thoughts and prayers to him. And hey, shout out to everybody who raced. We had some good stunts there, and where we didn't have nothing. We had long stunts where it was green. So that's all you can hope for in a short track race.
Yes, very much so, especially at tracks like these. All right, well, Kazi, we'll see you next week at Rockingham. Any thoughts about that track before I actually do let you go?
To finish just in the top 5 for that track, because that's my Achilles heel.
I like it. Definitely is a very hard track to try and maintain speed with and just try and keep tires on.
Yep.
All right, Kazi. Well, congrats on the win again. We'll see you next week, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you again.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that was Joseph Kazi, your race winner. Congrats again to him on a thrilling finish there at the very end. Made it count when he needed to. Now let's go ahead and get up second place finisher Jordan Trass. Jordan Trass, second place. I know it's not the win, but you did put yourself into position when you needed to there late in the race. What more did you need, though, at the very end to be able to contend with Kazi and potentially Garrison?
Yeah, I think I need a little more skill. This is my first time ever running that track, and I was definitely struggling over the bumps on exits of corners and just started running a higher line to be more comfortable. Thought I was maybe a third place driver and just took advantage of that late race caution to get a good finish.
Well, yes, we did see you run up in the top 3, so you definitely did finish pretty much where you probably should have finished, and carrying on that momentum. Will we see you potentially carry this to Rockingham, or is that more of a difficult track for you as a driver?
I don't mind Rockingham, but I've also never driven this car here or car there, so I really don't know what to expect, and I don't really get too much time to practice for it. So I think it'll be a bit of an experience to learn, and hopefully we have a few cautions so I can reset and just catch up and maybe have a chance to race them out for it at the end there too.
Well, that hopefully we will be able to see. We're still looking for you to get this first win in this league, and you've gotten closer and closer. A few second place finishes, still one spot short, but this momentum should be able to carry forward for you. Going into this next few races, though, like I mentioned, Rockingham and then Darlington Raceway, some pretty difficult tracks for you as a driver. Is there any concern over the next few weeks, or is this pretty much just kind of show up, set sail, and not make mistakes?
Yeah, I think overall just trying to get to the finish is the first thing, and if you can do that each race, it should be no issue. I mean, I think like lap 16, I was in the catch fence in this one, so it wasn't a great start, but I managed to keep it clean after that and made it to the end, and I think it's the same thing for the next 2 weeks. They're very technical tracks, and as long as you can stay on the track and keep it clean and get to the end, you should have a good finish.
Alrighty, well, before I go ahead and let you go here, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah, thanks for the broadcast. It's always fun to watch it back, and thanks to Bryce and any of the admins who put this league on. It's fun to run, and it's good practice.
Alrighty, thank you for speaking with us, Jordan Trass. Hopefully we can speak to you next week at Rockingham Speedway. Looking forward for your momentum to carry into these playoffs.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
That was second place finisher Jordan Trask there, folks. Really good finish for him tonight. And I think we will be speaking and seeing more of him as these playoffs go on. He is a driver who has pretty much shown up here in these late playoff stages. He did it last season. Didn't quite make it to the championship 4, but was very close to it. And I believe Derek Garrison has declined to comment with us, so we won't be able to speak with him tonight. But it was pretty much some heartbreak for him. Thought he had the winning bag and just was not able to make it happen. Let's go through this results page real quick though. Joseph Kazi, our race winner here. Then we have Jordan Trask, who we just spoke with, finishing second. Derek Garrison in third place. Justin Day finishing fourth. Really good finish for him. Then we have Bryce Shoemaker with another top 5. Jordan Berry, Eric Garrison, Jacob Shala there, who was contending for the win and just after that overtime attempt was not able to have the luck on his side. So he's finishing 8th tonight. Jim Foskett there in 9th. Rob Hamp 10th. We have Aaron Kay rounding out the field. And I believe Ryan may have started in park. Not quite sure what happened to him, but he finished 12th and 189 laps down. So we'll try and see what happened with him later on. Going on to the next topic, the fastest lap tonight went to Joseph Kazi. 18.582 seconds, 109 miles an hour. He'll be able to get a point for that. And then as we talked about this schedule, Rockingham Speedway next week, then Darlington Raceway as the cutoff race to the round of 8. Then we go to Legacy, Kentucky. Then we go to Talladega Super Speedway, Bristol Motor Speedway, which will then set us up for those final 4. And I did a typo right there. And then on to Michigan International Speedway. Some pretty track over these next few weeks, though. That's going to be Rockingham, Darlington, and I would count Legacy, Kentucky as a more difficult track, as that track is a little bit more bumpier than some of these newer updated tracks. We have the wild card of Talladega Super Speedway, and that'll be an interesting race to try and set up those final 4. Let's do a little bit of a race recap here. Completion of those laps, just over about 204 laps total. Then we did 9 cautions for 36 laps, and then 8 lead changes, so quite a bit of lead changes there, but also quite a bit of cautions. But you did hear from those drivers that we spoke to, it was a pretty good race overall, considering we did have some of those longer runs that allowed some of the strategy to play out and allow some of these drivers to showcase their tire saving skills. With that, though, I do not think I have anything else to add. We will be seeing you guys next week, next Sunday, for Rockingham Speedway at the same time, the usual 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And those drivers who maybe carried something from tonight, like an Eric Garrison and Jordan Berry, we'll see if those drivers have potentially settled their beef, or if maybe they're looking to continue on and carry over some hard feelings for each other. Until next week, though, I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening, night, day, afternoon, whenever you are watching, wherever you are watching, and we will see you guys hopefully next week. Thank you for watching.